Artforms was invited to the first seminar held by the Bujinkan Federation of Dr. Hatsumi. Dr. Higuchi and Gary Mason showed us what Togakuru Ryu Ninjutsu is like. I'm here with Gary Mason. Gary is from Mentor, Ohio.
Right.
And Gary, could you tell us a little bit about the style of ninjutsu that you teach and who Mr. Higuchi is?
Dr. Higuchi is a direct student of Grandmaster Masaki Hatsumi of Noda City, Japan. We practice what's called Togakure Ryu Ninjutsu, which is the most prominent style of ninjutsu practice, not only in the United States, but throughout the world.
How many students are there in the Togakure style?
That's difficult to say. Do you mean in the United States or worldwide? Or
I guess worldwide.
I would say worldwide the students have to number somewhere between 10 to 20,000. It's difficult to ascertain the actual number of practitioners.
We've heard much about Dr. Masaki Hatsumi being the present-day direct descendant of the style, I believe 35 generations?
34th generation, right. He is a 34th generation leader of the Togakure Ryu. The leader before that was Takamatsu, who died some years ago.
Now, what do you think might account for the popularity of ninjutsu, certainly in this country today?
Well, naturally, the ninja movies, Bruce Lee's fame, different magazines, they've all contributed to the popularity of ninjutsu.
And the people that we see here are of the more serious practitioner variety, and I guess once a person has come in contact with the arts and found that they're really not exactly what you see in the movies, these people who are serious continue, and the ones who are just looking for the quick, famous blows of the ninja and being able to destroy people are not the ones who continue in the studies. Is there any way to characterize the type of person who might want to really study Togakure style?
I would say the type of person who would be a serious practitioner of Togakure Ryu Ninjutsu would be the same type of person who would be a serious practitioner of any martial art. I think it takes a type of person who has somewhat of a realistic understanding of what ninjutsu is all about to continue in ninjutsu. The problem that we have, a lot of people, because they have been so influenced by the media, especially by the movies and certain exploitive magazines, is that people have an unrealistic concept of what ninjutsu is all about. So like you say, they're looking for a quick kill technique, something that they can learn in 10 easy lessons. But that's not what ninjutsu or martial arts is all about. We're talking about something that is a way of life, something that you dedicate yourself to fully.
So we are studying ninjutsu not to become the assassin of the past, but to become the better, stronger martial artist of the present.
Right, not only a stronger and better martial artist, but a stronger and better purpose. This is the whole purpose of martial arts in general. Dr. Higuchi believes in the philosophy of what's called Sogo Budo, which means total martial ways, which means that we are broad-minded and we accept different martial styles, different martial arts. We recognize that there are different ways of fighting. So a person who practices ninjutsu has to be accomplished in many different areas of martial arts, whether it's unarmed or whether it's weapons, including a sword or a short staff, many different areas.
Now, we've seen you directing the majority of the training that's going on here, and we've seen some implements that you're using as training aids, like the white staff resembling item. What exactly is that, and how is it made?
That white staff is called a nagamono, or keijo. Basically it's a 4-foot staff which represents a riot baton used either by regular police or by SWAT police. The protective uniform that they have is called a Hojojutsu bogu, bogu indicating equipment or protective armor. And The type of art that he was demonstrating before with the riot baton is called Hojojutsu, and that's full contact Japanese police self-defense.
So what may have looked on the surface to me like kendo and kendo players in their uniforms was something completely different.
Well, what he did demonstrate in the beginning was kendo. What he wanted to show was a similarity between the kendo and the use of the riot baton. Hojojutsu in Japan is taught only to the police, and the tournaments are only entered by police. And in fact, our school is the only school outside of Japan where Hojojutsu is taught.
There, in the material which I've read about Dr. Higuchi, there's something which I've never heard of that maybe you could tell us a little bit about, which is the Hojojutsu.
Hojojutsu is a almost extinct form of ninja tying. It's a ninja tying art. The form of Hojojutsu which Dr. Higuchi teaches is called Itatsuru. And Hojojutsu is actually used by the Japanese police for controlling suspects. They use handcuffs the same as stateside police, but they also use a hojo when they want to control especially a large number of people.
Hojo is a string, a rope?
Yeah, it's a short, it's about a 12 to 15 foot length of cord. The actual hojo, which we use, can only be obtained in Japan. We've looked for it in this country and have been unable to find it. But a skillful practitioner of Hojojutsu can tie up 10 people in about 20 to 30 seconds and release them in about 3 or 4 seconds. None of the knots are permanent. They're all slip knots.
Well, it's unfortunate. I don't think we'll be seeing any of that today, will we?
We may do a little bit today. If we don't get to it today, we'll get to it tomorrow.
Okay, well, I want to thank you and Dr. Higuchi very much for honoring us with your appearance on the program. We hope to see you again on your next trip to New York.
Our pleasure. Thank you for having us.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mason.